I'm Patience Mackarness and I write mainly short fiction, which has been published mostly online. I first sent a story to Arachne in 2018 for their noon-themed solstice shorts event and anthology. Having it accepted was a thrill. I'd only discovered flash fiction a couple of years before, and I was looking forward to hearing it read at the December event, to meeting Cherry and the other authors. However, technical problems intervened, of which more later, and I never made it. 2020 is a year of big numbers for me. Last August I turned 60, and in December my first grandchild, Hazel, will be 1 year old. A few more numbers for this compressed personal history. I've been married to Eric for 34 years, we have 2 children, and for the past 5 years we've been living in semi-retirement in a small cottage in Brittany. That last number is important for my evolution as a writer, because while in the day job, working for a local authority, I could never ever write as much as I wanted or needed to. Some people do, I know, but I lack the necessary discipline or concentration or something. There was always a distraction. My journals overflow with entries like wrote for hours, got into the zone, it felt great, hope I can keep it up, followed the next day by shit, didn't. My writing project, novels and short stories, remained unfinished or were sent off half-baked, as I later realised, to agents and publishers, and swiftly rejected. So moving to rural France really was huge. It meant there were no more excuses. In order to fund an idyllic life of reading, writing, gardening and making things out of sea glass, we now pack away our books and personal possessions each summer and rent out our house to holidaymakers while we trundle around France in a 24-year-old VW camper van in between changeovers. It was this van that scuppered my first attempt to take part in Solstice Shorts, developing a problem with its starter motor just before we were due to board the ferry to Portsmouth in December. 2020 is another year, another winter solstice, and I'm delighted to be reading a story which began life in an flash workshop with Meg Pokras, and also benefited from Cherry's excellent suggestions and edits. Whether the event is held via Zoom or in person, I look forward to meeting up with members of this online community that I've known virtually for almost 2 years. Thank you, Cherry and Arachne. I'll end with a very short extract from my story, Roots, which is a slightly weird take on the ages of man. By the time he knows he's in the wrong place, he's too deeply anchored. His toes graze tiny threads of mycelium. He used to make corporate jokes about mushrooms, keep them in the dark and feed them on shit, you'll never go far wrong. Now, he envies them their wordless communication, their certainty of belonging. He starts to hate the golf club. Thank you.